Hey, everybody, welcome back to the next episode of the Fifth Draft Podcast. I am Hyde.
And I'm Colton, and we are here in week 3 of Corona lockdown.
It's week 3 of the Corona apocalypse.
Right.
The Corona-lypse.
Which has been more and more mandatory staying inside here. The entire state now is to full-blown lockdown, and the governor of where I live basically said, like, hey, I don't want to mandatory enforce where cops are like giving tickets to people, but if y'all idiots don't stop going outside, I'm gonna give you tickets.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at.
As far as I know, the shelter-in-place order in my state ends in like just under 2 weeks. Last I heard, I don't know if it's been extended or not.
I'm pretty sure most of the states have or will extend until the end of April now. Because that's what the White House has kind of said that we have to do, is extend, or they've extended it, at least the suggested lock in or stay in place until the end of April. So I would assume that most states will eventually follow suit.
Yeah.
Which is so ridiculous. Speaking of which, today I've been trying to go on like a daily walk, since that's all we can really do. And at the park near my house, they actually have authorities like telling people to not be near each other.
Yeah.
So it's gotten to that.
I know at my job, health department came in around the start of the stay at home and was kind of like, hey, you guys gotta kind of change up how you work to spread things out. But you kind of can't do that. And health department knows we can't do that. So they just kind of have to sit there and be mad about it. Like, they can't do anything about it. We can't do anything about it. It's just kind of it's just kind of how it has to be.
Huh.
Like,
interesting.
Yeah.
So they're just like,
they came in and gave recommendations is what happened, realistically.
That's funny. And you guys were like, no.
It's not that we choosing not to, it's just that we can't.
Yeah.
Like the way we operate, we can't follow those suggestions. So
has there been a significant decrease in the amount of people coming to work for your job?
Yes. Well, not
is by mandatory or by like just not enough money coming in.
Like straight up, like if you feel ill, don't come into work, kind of a thing. But like, like there's straight up one person that works there that gets a ride from another employee. And the other employee is sick, so they can't come to work because they're the ride. But like,
oh gosh,
I mean, because of the stay at home, we're significantly reduced business, so my bosses don't care really, and they'd rather people, stay home and stay safe if they can't.
Have you gotten to the point of boredom while at work, where you're just like,
a lot of us are. A lot of us are very bored at work.
Like there's nothing to do type boredom?
I've definitely, like, there's been a couple times I've just run out of busy work to give people. And it's like,
that sucks.
Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, one day we like just started playing Hangman at work. Like even one of my superiors was there just playing along because there's nothing else to do.
That's crazy. Which, I mean, it's only going to get worse as people lock down even more. I told this statistic earlier. I don't know if you were in the chat at that point, but there's been, apparently Walmart gave out their earnings or whatever, and they said that there's been a 70% increase in shirts and like fancy tops being bought, but there's a 30% decrease in any type of nice dress pants or bottoms being bought, because of people are like doing Zoom or like the video conferencing, so they only need to look good from the top up,
which is fucking hilarious. But I was in the chat when you said that. But that reminds me, there's a I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline. So I guess there's like some sort of security flaw with Zoom that you should be aware of if your company's
Yeah,
using Zoom.
there's a couple things with it. I've listened to some articles on it. One of them is that I personally think is being blown out of proportion because, like, with my job, we use Zoom, and you can record meetings, which is fine. But the thing that people don't like is that, like, say you join the meeting after the recording says this meeting's being recorded. Well, it doesn't say it again for you. So you could walk in onto a meeting that's already being recorded. The other thing is that from what I've seen that's happening is like teachers, or there was a lady who was reading children's books, and like kids could get on as like a thing to do, and you have to make those groups public so anybody can join. And so they've had instances where trolls or people that are bored get on and start saying the N-word or like naked, and there's like little kids in there. So there's some things like that are happening. Yeah. So it's like that's some of the issues as well. Plus, Zoom, I think, is owned by Facebook, and Facebook backs up their voice in the cloud. And, you know, Facebook kind of does whatever they want with their data.
Facebook is just shady fucks. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's some of the stuff that that I've heard people be sketched out about.
Man,
about Zoom.
This thing's bringing out a lot of good in people. It's also bringing out a lot of bad in people.
Yeah.
I guess somewhere someone decided they were bored enough to go take a drill to a bunch of ambulance tires or some shit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why would people are so stupid. That's so ridiculous. Ugh. But yeah, so has anything changed in your life since we last talked because of Corona, or just more boredom?
Mostly just boredom.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I know, at least for me, it felt like I stayed in a lot, and now I'm realizing that I don't really stay in as much as I thought I did. Or there's at least like I at least want to go out to the store or drive around or something, and you can't really do that.
Yeah. Well, I assume you at least have a social life outside of work.
Yeah. I mean, I would try. I mean, right now I don't. So.
Well, like, I mean, for the most part, I work afternoons, so I usually don't get out of work until like way late, so I don't really go out and do stuff.
Fair enough. Doesn't feel like much is changing for you then?
I mean, I've had one thing change because of Corona, but I mean, It's just been that one thing. Everything else is pretty much the exact same.
Yeah. Have you found it difficult? Because you're more of a rural area where I'm more of like the city. So have you found it more difficult to find supplies, or no, not really?
Honestly, no. Like, well, I've only been to Walmart once, and not everything was cleared out. There's a good amount missing, but there's a couple other grocery stores in my area, and there's one that is still 24 hours. They're a bit pricier, but like I could still get everything I need there.
Okay. For context, all of the stores that I've been to for like groceries and stuff that would have toiletries or wet wipes or eggs, meats, especially on the weekends, Target, Central Market, HEB, Trader Joe's, all of them have aisles and aisles that are empty. So it's this, I guess the city in that context sucks.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot missing in some of these stores.
Yeah. Well, like I know the Walmart up here, they're not 24 hours anymore because they need that extra time to stock up the shelves. So that way they're not stocking up while everyone's in the store still and just taking it as it's going on.
That makes sense. Do they have what's it called? Like you can only have one pack of toilet paper or anything like that, or no?
Yes, last time I heard, they are rationing stuff like that.
Okay.
Uh, but I mean, I went shopping like once, like a couple days before a stay-at-home order was issued here, and then I've gone to that other more local grocery store up here since then to pick up like things I missed and stuff like that.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, so for me, so what I've done is I've got like a 2 week supply of canned goods slash dry food, and then I go every weekend to get like fresh meat and stuff. So that the theory is if I have to actually eat the canned goods and the frozen food, then I can, and it's there, but I'm still trying to maintain normacy
Yeah.
or normality, I guess I should say, in the ridiculousness that's happening.
Yeah. I work in a place where I can get food, so like still 80% of my diet is like food from there because with my position I get free food.
Okay, that helps.
Yeah.
Or doesn't help, I guess.
I mean, long term it's not gonna be great, but during this period it's been very helpful.
Nice. Have you noticed? I guess not noticed. What's been the uptick in not leisurely activity, but like entertainment that you've taken part of? What have you been playing?
Lately, let's see, because last week I talked about we were playing Lisa, which which me and my roommate finished, and found out that game's actually part of a trilogy, and
Really?
it's the second game.
Really?
Yes.
What's the first game?
All right, so real quick, all of these games are called Lisa.
Okay.
The one I played is called Lisa the Painful.
Okay.
The first game is called Lisa the First. And the last one's called Lisa the Joyful.
Okay.
So Lisa the Painful is the one you can buy on Steam. And Lisa the Joyful you can buy as DLC for Lisa the Painful. And then Lisa the First is just like a mini sort of game you could get on, I think it's RPG Maker website. Like, I guess I haven't played the first one, but I guess it's not like super great. But like, oh boy, was Lisa the Painful, like, it was really good. And I said it gets deep. Oh boy, did that game get sad too.
And it looks like Lisa the Joyful is only $4.99.
Yeah, like I said, it's technically DLC for Lisa the Painful on Steam.
Do you think that you're gonna get Lisa the Joyful?
I don't know if I will, because my roommate also has a Steam and has Lisa the Joyful on it. So we're gonna switch to playing on their account to experience that.
Okay, so they're more into it than you are.
I mean, they've been playing it for the most part. I've just been watching and narrating.
Okay.
It's been pretty fun. I definitely still recommend it. I also found out that, you remember Tyler 1?
Yes.
He has, I don't know if he's played the whole thing, but there's a Twitch stream of him playing it. I watched a little bit of it. It's pretty fun.
So now after like looking at it on Steam, I'm realizing that a streamer that I watch, Lethal Frag, I've watched him play it, but I didn't realize it was like I thought it, because he mostly plays roguelike games, so I thought it was just a roguelike. But it does definitely look interesting. Is this the same company that did Nope, they've just done Lisa games.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's mostly just one guy, I think. I don't know how many people worked on it.
It looks interesting, to say the least.
I would definitely check it out. It's kind of memey for the most part, but it gets really deep in some parts too.
Okay. I mean, that's Does it end like on a cliffhanger, or does it end and then you're like, oh,
Uh,
there's another game?
I would say it's like kind of a cliffhanger thing.
Okay.
Like credits roll and like you can see where they'd continue on, but it's not like a huge like, oh no, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, okay. I know. Are you watching any other movie entertainment stuff, or we're gonna talk about one of them partly through because
Yes.
I got you to watch Tiger King, or at least parts of it. Part of it.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually learned some stuff about that I want to talk about, but we'll talk about it when we get there.
all right.
But
And then I also wanted to also just bring up that we've been doing the draft Persona 5 Royal. Mike actually picked that game, and right now it's got a 95 on Metacritic. So, and then doesn't someone have Yakuza 0? Or no?
No. I have Neo 2. I don't think anyone picked
Yeah.
Yakuza 0.
So as of right now, though, also Half-Life Alyx went up in rating.
Yeah, Half-Life
It's a 94 now.
Half-Life Alyx has been getting a lot of has been getting a lot of
It's been
a lot of
really
praise.
good reviews.
I couldn't think of the word for a second there, and I accidentally opened my video editing software.
So currently this year in 2020, the top 3 games according to Metacritic based off of the score is Persona 5 Royale, a 95, Half-Life Alyx 94, Animal Crossing New Horizons 91. Those are the top 3 games. To round out the top 5, Ori Will of the Wisps is number 4 at 90. Doom Eternal is number 5 at 90.
You know, kind of in hindsight, should we have let Mike pick Persona 5 Royale? Because, like, it's just Persona 5 again with all the DLC?
Yeah, I mean, probably not, but that's our fault, right?
I mean, because, like, I know Persona has, like, side games. Like, I know there's a fighting game set in Persona 4, which is what I thought Persona 5 Royale was going to be, but I think it's just like straight up just Persona 5.
It may be different. Honestly, I don't know enough about
I have
the
no
Persona
idea
games.
either.
I watched a lot of people play Persona 5, but it's not something that I would have ever enjoyed playing myself, to be honest, because it's just not my type of game.
Yeah.
As Metacritic is such a slow site to load. But yeah, let's I guess I should say what I've been playing. So I'm still playing Animal Crossing. For people who were thinking about buying, I know that you were thinking about buying it. I'm not sure if you're still thinking about that.
I am, but there's something I am concerned about, which we'll talk about after you talk about what you want to say.
Okay. So the new DLC, well, not DLC, I guess technically it was a DLC that was put into the game. Animal Crossing and Nintendo have said that they're going to come out with a bunch of free DLC for it anyways. Like the holidays and all of that. So this is the first holiday, which is Bunny Day. It's Easter essentially. So when it flipped into April, now there's a bunch of eggs in your town that you can fish for. Chop down with trees for. They can be leaves, they can fall out of the sky. There's 5 ways that you can get them, basically all of the collecting ways, and you can create different Easter egg themed furniture or clothes and stuff. So it's another collecting way to keep going. And then not only that, but I've become not more obsessed, but I'm still like plugging along where I built a Zen bridge to get to one of the other sides of the island so that my creatures or the animals townsfolk can go to the other side, and that costs like 278,000 bells. And so I grinded for that, and I've got a bunch of other stuff on the island that is I'm really enjoying it. And then one of my other friends, actually, I got a couple of other friends that own the game as well, and we've been going to each other's towns. And since everybody's locked down, you can send each other mail and send each other gifts in the mail. So we're like sending each other letters in Animal Crossing instead of letters in real life.
How
It's
cute.
silly. Yeah, it's a silly, but that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be more of a chill game than anything else. But what is your worries with it?
I know this has been an ongoing issue with other people that got it. I know it's actually because of people to like downvote or give lower ratings to Animal Crossing on the like user submitted reviews on Metacritic. Each individual Switch is only allowed one island. So like if you
Okay.
get multiple people playing on the same Switch, they can only work on the same island, and only the person who originally started the island is allowed to do certain things.
I'm not sure about that. Because it would just be you would load in as whoever you want to be. I did watch a review where if that's the case, I know that you can give control over to each person. I think the part that they're worried about is if it's two people playing at once, only the person who's like air quotes logged in is the person that can do anything until that if you're playing on the same Switch, not if you're in the same town on two different Switches.
Well, I mean, like, say, like, I have a roommate right now. Say I started an island, and then I went to work, and they wanted to come play. From what I understand, they could only do so much on that island.
From what I've seen, which is very little, it's the same. It would be the same island, yes, but the difference would be they would have their own house on the island. So they'd have to go through the same tutorial. Like nothing changes for them. They have to do all of the same things, but they would have a different house in a different location, and it would go from there. While, yes, you would both have to be playing separately to get the full experience. You can both play at the same time on the same Switch, but one person is like in control, if that makes sense. The other person just has to run around on the screen where they're at and then do like little things based off of what that person's doing. And then you can pass the control back and forth.
Okay.
That's what I know in like on the same Switch. But I'm pretty sure it is the same island. And I could understand why you wouldn't want to share an island because it's kind of like your thing. And I totally understand that. And I would understand why you would want to wait if you chose to get it at all, if that makes sense. But then, like I was saying, if you're like a collector like myself, you're missing Bunny Day. So that goes until the 12th of April. So you have it until then to like build all of your Easter shit.
Yeah.
Whereas my friend,
okay,
who lives in one of my friends that lives across the country from me, his is about building the house and making his house really cool. So like you go into his house and it looks fucking amazing. Like it's a full like Japanese house and it's awesome. And that's what he cares about. So.
All right. I mean, it get paid in a few days. I'll think about picking it up. I should also be getting my tax return like any day now.
And sometime in April, you're getting
that fucking stimulus.
The Trump bucks, as they're calling it.
Them Donnie dollars.
Those Donnie dollars.
They should be calling them Donnie dollars.
And then I know that we're late to the party, but we've also been playing WoW. So we've been running Mythic Dungeons, Keystones.
Today was my first ever Mythic Dungeon.
Same.
I can't.
Yeah, well, I guess this week.
I still can't believe that last one we ran. I think I've only run it once back when fucking expansion first came out. So
we did pretty good.
We did pretty good. The first time doing that dungeon in like a year. And we do it on Mythic level 2.
Yeah, which shows you how much more powerful we've gotten as just
Hell yeah, dude.
players, which is pretty sweet.
It also helps when you get rid of your corruption.
It does help because I'm also realizing that I am not very good at WoW, or maybe just video games in general, but especially WoW.
I mean, I just sit there and just like hammer on the same like 5 keys the whole time.
Right. That's pretty much what I do. All right. Well, let's get into the little bit of
let's talk about the greatest Netflix original series ever, Tuca and Birdie.
Right. Oh gosh. So, a little tidbit that I have is somebody that I went to college that I knew. Her parents went to the Joe Exotic Tiger camp twice, and they didn't eat any of the food there.
Oh,
so thank God.
Good call.
Good call, dude. Every episode is so insane. Like, there's just more added to it that's just ridiculous.
Every fucking episode is a new twist and turn.
And
I don't even know what's fucking real anymore.
Dude, oh my gosh. You've gotten to the point where Joe went to jail, right?
Yeah, last episode I saw Joe was just arrested.
So, like, all of this is just so ridiculous. Like, the guy who just comes in and is a snitch. And he's just like his haircut and everything about him.
Okay, someone made a good point. I think it was some fucking meme I saw on Facebook. Whoever cuts fucking hair in Wynnewood, Oklahoma, needs to fucking stop.
Right.
But yeah, all I know is that fat fuck with the bob haircut's a fucking snitch.
Oh gosh. But yeah, so
I read an article today. So you know Jeff Lowe, that one rich dude that came in and like essentially bought the park from Joe?
Yeah.
He fucking grew up one town over from my hometown.
Did he?
Yes.
Interesting.
Like, it blew my fucking mind. Like, that town
does look like somebody that would live in that area of the country now that you mention it.
Like, the town he grew up in is my school's rival.
That's actually really funny.
Like, oh my god. Because, like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, it blew my fucking mind when I read this.
That's funny. Apparently, also, Carol Baskin's husband, who was very clearly murdered by the Tigers.
The one that was very obviously murdered?
Yeah. Apparently, as of yesterday or something, that case was reopened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard that too. Oh.
Which is fantastic.
She absolutely fucking did it.
Well, and not just that, but I was reading online or maybe you sent it. It was something along the lines of, what was she thinking? She thought that this would be like a fuck you, Joe Exotic, and all it did was make her look like an idiot.
Oh,
like,
oh no, Jeff Lowe and Doc Antle are livid about this fucking documentary series.
Well, yeah, well,
everyone in it is livid.
Well, that's the part that's hilarious to me, is like, you had to have known that you would have all looked like just dipshits. Like
fucking, no, you're not wrong, but like, fuck. To be fair, it was definitely billed as a Joe Exotic show, and just fucking everyone got their own episode of, hey, look, here's Doc Antle. He's a creepy fuck. Here's Carol Baskin. She fucking murdered her husband. Here's Jeff Lowe.
Right.
He's a fucking, I don't know, asshole.
Well, see, the thing with Doc Antle that was interesting is that they only could find that one person that would essentially testify against him.
Yeah. I mean,
which is
still, everything she said about that being a cult is not wrong. I've seen a lot of cult documentaries. She's pretty spot on about a lot of it.
Which, I mean, yeah, definitely. He's very, yeah, it's very creepy.
It doesn't help that they call him whatever the fuck his first name is, and it literally means like Lord.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, and then his son is like totally yeah, and then like the fact that that girl is like, yeah, you pretty much eat cockroaches until you fuck him.
like, it's like, ugh, fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
God, I just love that the most relatable person in that fucking show is a fucking cocaine fucking smuggler.
Yeah, no, pretty much. What episode did you finish? I know
6.
you just went.
6 is the last episode I saw.
Okay, you only have one more episode.
There's 8 episodes.
No, the last episode's 3 minutes.
What? Why?
Because it's not it's like a trailer type thing.
Oh, so it doesn't actually count as an episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you only have one more.
All right.
So you've seen all of the stuff with him like campaigning for governor and stuff?
Yeah. Well, fucking, I found out, first time I ever heard about him was from fucking John Oliver with his fucking presidential campaign.
Right.
That's why I freaked the fuck out once I realized who that was when we were talking about it last week. I was like, holy shit, I know this guy.
Right. Yeah. So I do remember hearing something about him doing that. The fact that he got 19% of the votes for governor in Oklahoma is crazy in itself.
I don't think that was statewide. I think that was just in his county. Because I saw that percentage. I went, holy shit.
Yeah.
We just
19% anywhere is insane to me.
Because I thought it was the whole time too, but hold on. I just want to double check. Wow, his fucking Wikipedia doesn't mention his campaign anywhere. Hold on.
I wonder when he would, if he'll ever get out of jail because of all of this. The fact that he married the new husband of his 2 months after his boy toy blew his brains out is insane to me too.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, I think he just got 19% in that county. Cause Kevin Stitt won total with Drew Edmondson, Democrat, after then a different libertarian, Chris Powell, came in third with 3.4%.
Okay. That's good then. That makes me feel a little bit better about Oklahoma.
So
here you want to know. So this is going to give.
Hold on, before you get into that, with you saying you feel better about Oklahoma. So I work with a girl from Texas, and she hasn't watched the show yet, but she's been hearing a bunch of us talk about it. She goes, "Of course, fucking Oklahoma, fucking Oklahoma. Oh, of course, it's fucking Oklahoma." Joe Exotic, we found out, used to be a chief of police in a town in Texas nearby where she lives. And just the look on her face when that got revealed was just fucking priceless.
That is really funny. So you know where the new Jeff Lowe's Tiger place
where they're going to be moving the zoo to?
By the WinStar Casino?
Yeah.
That's 2 hours away from me. That's because it's just right across the
state border. Yeah, they talked about border.
That. Yeah. Because gambling's legal there, so that's like the largest casino, which is hilarious because I have a lot of friends that go to that casino and they have no fucking idea the Tiger Place is there.
I mean, it's not up yet, I don't think.
Yeah, but they've never even heard of it. Oh. So that should be very interesting, which would also make sense why Jeff Lowe was even on there, because he was trying to
promote it,
promote his new place, and it just made him like, I don't think anyone's gonna go there. That makes him look like a piece of shit.
That fucking documentary series makes everyone look like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
What's fucking crazy is I feel Joe Exotic is the least piece of shit on there, and Joe Exotic is a massive piece of shit.
Yeah. I think it was though because Joe Exotic was the most honest.
To a degree, yeah. I mean, the chick who lost her arm, Sif, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
The only thing, Yeah, there's the reason I think people, or at least I hated Carol Baskin so much was, well, pretty much everything. But the
It's
fact
fucking
that,
everything about her.
but it was the fact that she was trying to act all holier than thou when she was literally doing the exact same thing
Yeah.
as Joe.
No, Joe Exotic called her out. She's like, she's just like me. It's like, yeah, no, she's doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. So, but still, for anybody who happens to watch these or come across these episodes, and you haven't seen Tiger King, watch Tiger King. It's crazy. It's probably the best documentary, as I've said numerous times before. If Netflix has done anything well, it's the fact that they've made documentaries good. Yeah. Like, you can watch documentaries from them, and they're like actually worth watching.
Kind of like extra crazy though, because they say in like the very beginning of the first episode is that this is not what the documentary series was supposed to be about. They were going to talk about like snakes or shit.
Really?
Yeah, and then while they're interviewing a dude who's there to buy some snake goes, "Hey, you want to see what I just bought? I bought a fucking tiger." And the documentary people are like, "Whoa, cool, that's crazy. How'd you do that?" "Oh, you could buy it. Here's some other dudes that have bought tigers, like Joe Exotic."
And here we go.
Yeah, and that's the fucking start of it. Fuck.
So, moving into watching not just Joe Exotic, but anything. I know that at the start of this, we basically said to choose 3 video games, but is there anything that 3 things that people should be doing? You can stick to video games if you want, while they have more time at home, that you recommend. The 3 things that you would say, yep, those are we can stick to video games still.
Yeah.
Like, what are 3 games that you would say somebody should either purchase and play during this, or finish, or just play in general? We can go back and forth one for one. I have the first one, definitely. For me, the first game that I would say, and it's going to be Planet Zoo. I know that I haven't said too much about that lately, but I know that it was one of my games that I had up there for, I don't know if it was in Game of the Year, was it? I don't think it was. I think it was an honorable mention. But the reason that it is, to me, a game that you should play right now is in 6 days. So on April 7th is going to be the South American pack, which means they're only adding 5 more animals, but it'll be the jaguar, the large anteater, the llama, and another smaller monkey, plus a bunch of accessories for you to build your park. If you enjoy world building games, this is one of the best, and especially if you like animals, it's pretty much amazing. Check it out. It's definitely worth a shot. That would be my first one.
All right. I would say for my first one, honestly, like, I would say Crusader Kings 2. Ideally with some DLC if you get the chance. It's kind of like a strategy game, but really that's not the point of it. The point of it is to sort of make your own story as you try to, like, increase your influence in the world. It's a lot of fun. I like to play as the fucking Vikings myself. I just go around fuck shit up. It's great. I just go raid the coast of France for some bunch of free gold. I take prisoners, concubines.
So,
I just have a fuckload of kids. It's great.
So this is going to be a side tangent off of what you're saying. Have you ever played the Mount and Blade games?
No, I have not.
So that's you might want to watch it or some videos. So it's the Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlords. It's $44.99 and it just came out and it's in beta, but it's basically one of the best games. Kind of like, you have like a little band of an army and like you do different things, and then you go in first person or third person and then fight on your horse and your armor. And it's like super in depth. I'm not doing it justice because I don't play it. But I've watched a lot of people play it, and it looks like something that would be 2,000% up your alley. So I would check it out.
I'll take a look at it.
And honestly, I think it's so much more up your alley where you may be interested in Animal Crossing, but I would say it's on sale. It's only 10% off, but I would look into that more than Animal Crossing personally for me. Do you? Just because I think it's more exactly what you would like.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. But, like, I'm just going to say again with CK2, like, it's not about the strategy. It's about just doing kind of whatever the fuck you want.
That's this one, too.
Like, well, like, there's, like, secret societies and shit. And, like, religion is, like, a whole important thing. But you can, like, join a Satanist cult. And you can sacrifice people to Satan.
Okay.
When I play as the Vikings, you can sacrifice people to Odin. In, like, part of a giant feast.
Does that do anything, or does it just make your people happy?
You gain prestige.
Okay.
People like you. Other Vikings like you more.
Other Vikings.
The people in Christian areas do not like that, especially when you sacrifice a Christian missionary they send to you to Odin. They were very mad the many times I've done that.
But that game just gets better and better with the more DLC that you add on.
Yes, right? All the DLCs add like new features and like interactions as well as new events.
Okay.
I highly recommend, if you do get the game, I'd recommend waiting for a sale so you could also pick up some DLC. Okay. Specifically, hold on.
Well, so here's the silly thing, is I have Crusader Kings 2. No, that's Stronghold Crusader 2.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm looking at my Steam right now. You do not have it.
Yeah, I do not have it. I thought I did.
But anyway, specifically, I would get Holy Fury DLC.
No, I have Crusader Kings 2.
I'm looking at my view all friends that play.
I've never played it, and it's not installed, but I have Crusader Kings 2. Monarch's Journey.
Well, I'd highly recommend it. Especially if you can get a multiplayer game with someone who has all the DLC. Because as long as one person has it, everyone gets access to it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know what the fuck I'm doing.
It's kind of hard to like learn how to start, but fuck. I'd recommend watching like specifically 2 videos from a dude named Tommy K. He plays a lot of games by Paradox. He plays in Greece, like in the area of Greece where Sparta is, and he revives like that pagan religion of like Zeus and all that shit, and he revives the Spartans and like overthrows like the fucking Byzantine Empire to bring back the fucking Greek Empire and shit.
Okay.
And like he becomes fucking immortal.
That's actually pretty funny.
He makes his fucking horse immortal, so his horse will never die.
So it does have some like fantasy elements in it then too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of goofy bullshit in this game.
Okay.
Like, what got me to like playing the Vikings is a dude named Spiffing Brit. He does a series called 100 Stat Man, where he gives himself 100 in all of his stats for his character.
I've watched, I think, the Crusader Kings one. Isn't the first part that he does that his guy dies or something like that?
Yeah.
Like accidentally, like he can't for some reason hit somebody.
Yeah. But he specifically, his goal for that series was to personally kill 100 people. I think he got up to like 90 and the game just couldn't handle it anymore. Because like he'd get like 12 people in his prison and just execute all of them.
That's funny.
Yeah. But the game's a fucking riot, dude. And I highly recommend it.
Okay. That's definitely something that I'll have to look into. So we've got, what is that? What type of game is that considered? Turn-based?
No, it's not turn-based. It's I mean, technically
real-time strategy.
Technically, it's a strategy game.
Okay.
Honestly, I would consider it more of a fucking RPG, but that's just me.
Okay. A game that I'm going to recommend that I haven't played, but I've watched hundreds of hours of people play on Twitch that I'm going to probably pick up this coming week is RimWorld.
Oh, fucking RimWorld.
So
I know tons of people who want that game, myself included. It's in my library, or it's in my wish list.
So it is pretty much. It's just what is it? It's a pixel game where you're on a colony on a planet, and you're basically trying to get off. But a lot of the people that I watch are just trying to survive on it, like they don't want to get off. So Richard Hammer or Dick Hammer is one of the streamers that I really enjoy watching it, and he's got. He's been on the planet for 20 something years or 27 years or something like that. He's got over 100 colonists, and it's like a fucking crazy. They're all armored to the teeth, and he's all done it himself. No cheat codes or anything. And like when he gets attacked by like 500 people or something. And he's just getting like he just lights them up. It's so funny. Because he just wants to stay on the planet. Like to him, getting off it isn't fun. It's how long can you survive through all of the different craziness that happens. So that is a game that I would recommend because of not just the uniqueness, but the replayability, where every time it's different, and because it's different, it's has that replayability to it, where you can just keep playing it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been definitely wanting to pick it up lately because it just seems like a fun game, and like it reminds me kind of Prison Architect, which I have for the Xbox, but I wish I got it for the PC instead. But that's just me.
I could never really get into Prison Architect just because the UI was a little bit wonky. But RimWorld is made surprisingly by a different group of people, so it does not have those issues.
Yeah,
and I say surprisingly because it looks the same. But
yeah, they look exactly the same. But you say the UI is wonky. Imagine playing it with the wonky UI on Xbox without a keyboard and mouse.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But if I had to pick a second game that I'd recommend someone pick up, I think I'd recommend probably Just Cause 3.
Okay.
It's a big open world, a lot of fun shit to do. You can basically blow everything the fuck up.
That's always a fun. Jesus Christ. That's always fun when you're able to blow up everything and pretty much be the enemy number one. And I think to try not to have our podcast go too long, we're going to do 3 each. And I think both Hyde and I can agree Minecraft.
Yeah.
If you got a lot of time, it's endless replayability. If you got 2 monitors, you're pretty much set because you can look at things to build or try to build yourself or do anything yourself. You can get ideas from anywhere.
And there's plenty of mods to, like, if you're bored of just vanilla, you could just spice it up. Like, try Feed the Beast or Sky Factory or Galactic Craft, any of that.
And then there's endless servers on top of that. So basically, those are the 5 games that we would recommend right now. At the same time, just play whatever makes you not feel sad that you're stuck inside.
Or if you're maybe looking to try something new, if you haven't, for my last game, World of Warcraft.
That's another good one that I would recommend too.
I didn't play it for a long time until basically last expansion came out. It was the first time I ever touched it. And it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of mindless fun. And that's, I think, some of the best parts with it, right?
Yeah. But use your head, because I definitely know someone that dropped out of high school to play it full time.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, he was a big kind of a poster child for, hey, don't play this game in my school.
Fuck, man. We know a lot of kids that at college probably fucked a lot of bullshit up playing video games more than they shouldn't shouldn't have.
I mean, I had a suite mate that literally just went for one semester just to get the experience, and then still spent most of that semester in his room playing WoW. Was it WoW? It was something. I'm pretty sure it was WoW he was playing.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, honestly.
I don't know if you met him actually, but dude was kind of weird.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I think that's all I got.
Yeah, and that's all I got too, I think.
So then,
follow us on Twitter, join the Discord, all that fun stuff we say every time, except for like 2 times ago.
Yeah, and then as we've been saying the last 2 episodes, we mean it even more now. Please just stay inside. Don't
stay
get
at home.
sick.
Wash your fucking hands, and stay 6 feet apart from each other if possible.
All the time. Even
all the
while
time.
Having sex.
Especially while having sex.
All right. Well, from the Fifth Draft Podcast, peace.
Peace up, boys and girls.